Hey guys, so for this week's build, I made a 4x4 axis barrel. And this was a really challenging build for me because, believe it or not, this is actually the first barrel puzzle that I've tried to make. And if you know about the standard way that you do it, which I've actually not done, but you rotate the pieces constantly around like this and swap them over as you have it on the belt sander. But as you can see with this, all the layers are lined up like this, so you can't actually use that method at all. And it was a pretty involved process to make this, which was starting with a standard Changsha 4x4 cube, and then cutting that down into a hexagonal dipyramid, then extending it up into an axis cube, a 4x4 axis cube, and then barreling it from there. So yeah, it was a lot of work. And same with the stickers. It took a really long time to hand cut all these. But I think it turned out pretty nice. Now I've yet to scramble this puzzle, but just doing 180-degree turns, it makes some pretty interesting shapes. So if you do a half turn along the axis here, going with the colors, it makes this shape, which looks pretty cool. And the colors are split in half like that. And if you go against the grain, I guess if you go against the colors, it makes the same shape actually, but now it's almost a checkerboard type of pattern where the colors are alternated all the way through, but the same actual shape as the other one. So those are the two half turns, and then the third one is splitting these in half and these in half, and that looks like this, which is a different shape than the other two, obviously. And when it's in those half turn patterns like this, and then you start turning the other layers, it looks pretty interesting. So that's actually your top layer there, with the 4 small corners there, and the next one. And for the other patterns, the other two which are the same, the one going with the stickers this way, then your top layer is like that. And then on this side, a little bit different, where you have the 2 bigger corners and the 2 small corners. So that's with the stickers, and then the same shape going against them, like this. And you have the shape with the 4 small corners again on that side. And as for patterns, I'll just do a standard checkerboard pattern here. And it's kind of interesting because it's really not a very symmetrical looking pattern at all, because of how the stickers are laid out and just the shape of the puzzle. Like an axis cube has really clear symmetry when you have it in a checkerboard pattern like this, but this doesn't really seem to have that at all. It just almost looks scrambled basically, except for the centers. And this should be a pretty challenging solve because it is a supercube, and the centers are pretty different looking, where you actually have to have multiple colors, and you know, when it's scrambled, unless you study it really well the first time, you won't necessarily assume that these colors go together on one center. This one will be a little bit easier, but these ones here, it's going to take some getting used to. So I guess the final thing to do is just scramble it up completely. And I think I'll do what I did with my 4x4 diametric hexahedron mod when I scrambled that, is do it first like a 2x2, and then do it from there just so you can kind of see it in larger chunks. So I'll go ahead and do that. So that looks pretty cool, I think. So if you had a 2x2 version of this, this is what a normal scramble would look like, minus the extra pieces, obviously. So I think that's a pretty good scramble now. I'll give you a close-up look at this here. I think that looks pretty cool. Definitely going to be a challenging solve. So like I said in last week's video, I'm going to be going up a layer every week. So this is a 4x4 one, obviously. Next week will be a 5x5. So keep an eye for that, and thanks for watching.